Okay, here we are at the opening screen. Just so you can see my settings, my player is set at the custom level, but it's basically Tour Pro with I've turned off the I forget whether it's the snap or the sweet spot assist was on min. I have that turned off. What else? I'm using the Avant, the default golf ball. And my mouse sensitivity settings 2.7 and 3.8 for the short game. And of course I'm using a real-time horizontal swing on this one, but I also used similar settings. I think they might have been slightly different, but mostly the same when I was playing the horizontal mouse with within the meter. So if we bring up the practice range, what I'll try and show is what I struggled with, I guess, the speed of my swing being too slow to start, or probably too fast to start, and then too slow. And hopefully I can do some decent shots and show roughly what it is now. Before we start, I'm just going to pull up the console here, and I'm going to clear it just by typing clear into the console. This way I'll know what the latest and what the feedback is for each swing that I take. Okay, so let me try and do a regular normal swing that I do at the moment. You're not going to be able to see the mouse, unfortunately, because it's with the real-time swing. Maybe I'll change that. So I didn't quite get back to 100% power, not quite a full backswing, but the ratio was pretty close. And the distance, 284 yards total. No logs in the console. What I initially found, here, maybe I will try and, can I change the controls here? I can't. Let me try this again, bear with me. Mouse swing horizontal. And hopefully now you'll be able to see the mouse throughout the swing. I think I have to do within the meter, don't I? Oh yes. So because of the movement of the mouse, I start within at the left side of the meter. Now how do you do this again? Left click to start. Oh yeah, see, my sensitivity is too low because I always like to keep my mouse within the meter to get me to 100%. So I'm going to have to adjust my settings. So obviously my settings were different for the, maybe it was 1.7. Yeah, that's close. So that when I get all the way across, my my power is basically at 100%. And on that particular swing, I had a very good ratio, 0.25. 293 yards. And in the console, oh, because I came back in, it reloaded some things. But there's no other messages in there. No other error messages or bad swing messages, but I'll clear it anyway. So again, my first method, I think I was bringing this back too fast and trying to go through too fast, and I ended up with a very low ratio, 0.16. And of course that was pushing it to the right. If I tried to slow it down, Then I found, it was pulling it to the left. By slowing it down, I couldn't get the ratio to be close because I was always too slow, because, again, just too slow in that ratio. So then, like I say, I used the top camera, which is unfortunately no longer available, but you can sort of get to it using the F5 camera. It just takes a little bit, and I'm probably going to botch this up because I don't use F5, so how do you move up? I'm sure someone can tell me. Maybe it's the wheel. Oh, no, the wheel changes things. Well, let me point the sky upwards and then... Okay, there I am. So this is sort of what the top camera used to do for me. So then from this position, I could then take my swing and I could practice. Okay, if I'm almost not looking at the meter, how long was... Oh, it doesn't show in real-time swing. I'm putting. That's why. Well, that was a waste. Never mind that. So like I say, I was either too fast or too slow. The overhead view helped me to try and get a bit of a tempo that was close. But then what I found is when I got my tempo, what I found is that I was, there was 98.23, should be close, right? I figured, okay, I've got it. I sort of got this figured out, but I only hit 231 yards. Well, what's going on? And that's where I bring up the console, and it tells me, this was on my last swing, that my swing duration was 3¼ seconds. The offset, 19, yes, that's not great, but that's not what caused the distance loss. The distance loss was caused by the longer than 3-second duration on that swing. So by clearing that, I guess you can just click the button. I don't have to type it all the time. Oh well. Learn something new every day. So like I say, if you go too slow, well, yeah, that's a poor ratio as well. A little bit overswing on Tour Pro, a poor ratio, and ends up 253 yards. But I wasn't over the 3 seconds. Oops. But you may notice when I take that mouse back, it goes back, and then I stop. I stop for a bit to pause at the top of the backswing before going forward. And for me, that pause seems a little bit too long, but it works. So, I've learned to make the swing like that. Go back, pause. There I didn't quite get to 100, and I got a little quick coming through. So I'm at 0.2. So that's off in the left trees, or farther than the left trees on a regular course. But again, I was under the 3 seconds. You can have perfect tempo, and I'm not sure I can do it. That was close. 99.26, pretty good. But like I say, if you take longer than 3 seconds, and you don't have to take much longer than 3 seconds, that's 3.34. I've had some that are even 3.05 that end up being, yeah, that was the same. That end up causing me grief. And I'll be honest, putting, sometimes I take too long when I putt, and that can cause me to hit it way short, and sometimes way left or right as well, because that tempo affects my putting. So again, I don't know if that helps, but with the motion swing with the mouse, like I say, go back, I stop, well, I didn't get to 100, but pause a bit and then back forward, and again, the range of movement of my mouse on my mouse pad from the left side of the meter to the right side of the meter is somewhere in the neighborhood of, let me try and measure it here, from there to there, oh, maybe 3/4 of an inch is as far as I move the mouse for that swing. 3/4 of an inch back, pause, I probably paused too long, and therefore that pause I think counts on your down, is it the downswing or the backswing? Probably the backswing, and that's why when I went forward I was far too quick relative to my backswing time plus the pause time. So again, don't pause too long, and away you go. Hopefully that works out. 279 yards. Boy, that seems so much easier than RTS. The real-time swing and me, I struggle, but nonetheless. So again, those are my settings. I think my mouse is set at 800 DPI. In the game, the sensitivity is at 1.7 or 1.7 on the regular long shots. And my mouse settings, oops, mouse and touchpad settings. This isn't what I wanted. I wanted this one. You'll see I'm at, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 left of the slowest on the speed. And where is my, I've got enhanced pointer precision turned off. Lots of people prefer that. So those are my mouse settings. Again, I'm about 800 DPI, I believe. And that seems to work for me. So before I go, I better get back to my RT real-time horizontal. Put this back up to, if I leave this setting here, what it means now basically is that my mouse movement, if I leave it at the lower setting, my mouse movement is shortened. I have to move the mouse less distance on the mouse pad to get to 100%. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on now that I've switched back to real-time swing, but I'll try and measure. Try and measure the distance of the swing. Oops. I'm left clicking because I was used to the mouse swing. So if I go back here now to right there, yeah, it's probably about a half an inch. As you can see, my ratio was way quick because again I paused a long time so I can see and guesstimate how far I moved the mouse. And you'll also notice that my swing was 4.5 seconds, so that's why it was short, etc. Now you can work with it and make it work. It's just a matter of where is comfortable. is that speed that you move the mouse, i.e. the speed of your swing, and the distance that you move your mouse. Is it comfortable at your mouse settings or the sensitivity settings? As you saw there, I was able to make a decent swing. Again, it's quite fast, and again, that's quite fast forward, but it's I'm actually surprised I did that okay. Maybe I should leave the settings here. But I normally play with the settings at I can change them while I'm in this session. I normally do it at 2.7 for my long game, which, like I say, is about, well, on the real-time swing it might be a little different. Let me try and see what that is on the real-time swing. On the motion swing it was about 3/4 of an inch at 1.7 on the sensitivity. And now here, to get back to 100, yeah, it's about the same. So it was about the same sensitivity, the same movement of the mouse, but it was a different sensitivity in RTS versus motion swing. So again, you basically got to find something that works well for you. I think what I found for me, the settings as I showed, was 2.8 for real-time swing and 1.7 for the motion swing. Gives me about 3/4 of an inch movement on the backswing for the mouse. And again, backswing, a slight pause at the top, and then a downswing that's comfortable, not fast. It actually feels about the same as the backswing to me, but if like I said in my post there, if you record your session and play it back and time your swings, you'll see it's amazing. I was amazed that it was actually 4 times, or it was a lot different if my ratio was off. So I hope that helps. It can be a big struggle, I know. I struggled for a long time, and I still struggle. But again, I enjoy the challenge. And I've got mine set at Tour Pro. I think it's my own thought that if you practice without the aids, without the training wheels on, you'll I don't know if you'll learn faster or not, or maybe you'll become more frustrated, but I find now if I switch down to, like, if I play a pro or an amateur event, it seems simple for me to make a decent swing and to hit the fairways. Whereas Tour Pro, I still struggle a little bit, but I enjoy that challenge. So yeah, like I say, I hope something in here may have helped with your swing. I don't know how it compares to your power stroke swing. It's been a lot of years since I did power stroke, so I don't even remember how I used to swing with it. But anyway, thanks for watching.